noticed in a lot of the interviews that you did with regard to that movie, you frequently referenced the T.S. Eliot quote. It says, "There is only the trying. The rest is not our business." Can you speak to how that idea relates to the story that is Robert Redford's life?
Yeah, I think I like that quote because you never know what the outcome of something is going to be. I don't believe in expectations because that has a dangerous path to it. If you expect something, if it doesn't happen, you can be disappointed. So it's better just to do your work and keep moving forward and obeying your instincts if you have any. And so therefore, I think the idea of keeping moving, all you can do is try. You can't control or guarantee the result or the accomplishment or lack of it. So you just keep moving forward and you do it as authentically and honestly as you can, and you key off of your own instincts as what you were born with. So for me, I must have decided at a very early age that I was going to make the most of whatever I was given and develop whatever I could with myself, for myself, and see where it took me. So that means there's the trying. And beyond that, we just don't know. So why bother yourself? Just keep trying.
Thank you. We talked earlier tonight when we were talking about some of the properties in the city of Lowell that have been restored, all of the mills. And I explained to you that the college is in the process of restoring a 138-year-old railroad depot, the Boston and Maine Railroad Depot.
It's great.
And we're looking to turn it into, among other things, a center for our performing arts programs, for our theater, our dance, and our music programs. And we also want to make it a community showplace as well. Can you talk a little bit about the role that these grassroots performances that take place in that kind of a venue, what kind of role those play in really the greater Hollywood tableau of starting small like this with these kind of operations?
Well, first of all, there's Hollywood. Hollywood is just a name of a street. It's not really an industry the way it was once upon a time. It's just not what it was. It's been broken into so many parts. Studios aren't what they were. They're just clearinghouses. So Hollywood is a bit of an anachronism. But the idea to answer your question about, you were asking about the relationship of Hollywood to
the small-time operation, the black box theaters.
Black box theaters. Because I think the main chain theaters have given away with time, I think I'm a big believer in grassroots, and I think that the best comes from grassroots work, whether it's work for the environment or for the arts. And my whole focus in my civic life has been on the environment and the role of nature and trying to preserve it and honor its existence before there's nothing left. And then art, because I think art is such a wonderful passageway to go forward with. You can go into different phases in your life. But if art can be applied to science, art can be applied to medicine, art can be applied to a lot of things, and if people could understand the value of art, and the value of art in the educational system at a younger age, when young kids sometimes can't express themselves except through some artistic way, I think that's very valuable. And if they don't have that opportunity, if it comes a little later, then they're missing something. And I'll only share one story with you that happened to me that makes me feel this way. And that was when I was a kid growing up in Los Angeles. I grew up in a working class neighborhood. It was lower working class. There was no car. You walk to your school and so forth. Well, I was a bad student. I was not paying attention. My mind was always out the window, or wanting to play sports, or wanting to draw. But drawing and art at that time was considered a trivial pursuit, and that's how it was put to me. Drawing, well, why don't you do something serious? But drawing meant a lot to me. It's how I expressed myself. And so I would draw in secret. So I remember one day in the third grade class, I was drawing underneath the desk. I was drawing, the teacher caught me. And she said, "Oh, let's see what, excuse me, Mr. Redford. What's so important underneath your desk that's more important than what we're talking about here?" So I thought I was toast. I thought, well, I'm gone. I'm really gone. So I said, she said, why don't you come up here and show us what's so important? So I took up this paper and I went to the front of the class and I held it up and I thought, I'm about to be humiliated and I don't know what's going to happen to me after that. I said, well, what this is a bunch of cowboys and they're chasing these Indians over a cliff. The Indians are shooting arrows back at the cowboys are shooting bullets at the Indians. And above the cowboys is a B-51 bomber bombing the cowboys. So what happened was the class liked it. And they got interested. And at that point, the teacher made a decision that probably saved part of my life. She says, okay, I tell you what, obviously this means a lot to you. I tell you what, every Wednesday we're going to put an easel here with some newsprint paper. And you come and you draw, we'll give you 15 minutes to draw a story for us. But then you have to promise you'll pay attention to the rest of the class. Well, had that happened, had that